Hi, welcome back to Gadget Mad Lad. So I've been away so long, been getting some bits and bobs on the go, as you know. Right, so probably tell I did at the end of the video, because that was annoys me a little bit. You know, they say that and then it's like you said it in the title, dude. You know what I mean? Well, as you know, I spent 25 UK pounds. I'm not too sure what it translates to, but I might have got ripped off in your country. I might have got ripped off. I'm not got ripped off. I love it, me. I'm chuffed with this. I'm really liking it. Well, anyway, so I got 8 phones in total for £25. Yeah, so we'll go with the boring mundane to start with. It's not boring. I still like these. These are really cool. But we got the Nokia 6230 and 6230i. So I got these two. Sorry, these three even. They all seem to work. Well, I got some information for you, right? So there's I think this one is the 6230 and these two are 6230Is. Yeah, so it was released, the 6230, in 2003 with 6 megabytes of storage, and it came with a 32 megabyte memory card, which they all have. The 6230 is a 0.3 megapixel camera and 1.5-inch TFT display, polyphonic ringtones, Bluetooth, standby up to 150 hours. And the 6230i, the difference between them two is basically the camera and the standby time, which the camera on the 6230i is 1.3 megapixel, which back in the day, these were like so good looking phones, so nice. I'm guessing if you're watching this now, you're probably old enough to remember what these are. So, and if you're not, kids, this is what a phone used to look like. Yeah, so up to 300 hours talk time on the 6230i, up to 150 on just the normal 6230. They're all a bit dirty, but like they're old. The guy who got him off, quite an old fella. He lived in a lovely house, like a castle, I tell you. He was telling me that it's an upgrade. Apparently, he's been upgrading, throughout the years or whatever, and he's like some old phones that he had. So, did something ever need a dire repair, so to speak, because the housing was disintegrating on him. But to be fair, we're talking nearly 20-year-old phones, so the plastics. I mean, I remember seeing these back in the day, and they were in worse condition than this. You get me? So to see one in this condition nowadays, it's not actually half bad that. But obviously, not the most fantastic thing that I got. There is better, trust me, there's definitely better. So you know as well, I'm going to be restoring as many as I can of these in another future video. So if you want to subscribe, whatever, to watch that, I'll catch that, whatever, feel free to hit that little button. Right, so next up, this is even further back than that. So if you're not old enough to remember that, you're not going to know what this is. This is a 7250i, a Nokia 7250i to be precise. And the specifications, for what very little information I can find about it online, it's got 4 megabytes of user storage. So this is like kind of, in other words, you were lucky if you could get contact, like 100 contacts in there, and once you received, say, 50 messages, you'd have to start deleting messages and stuff. But it's got 1.3 megapixel, sorry, 1.3, it wishes, 0.1 megapixel camera, standby up to 15 hours. So that's in standby, bear in mind, so that's quite bad. It was released 2003. Same time as the 6230, actually, ironically enough. Well, similar, yeah, at least. That's that. That's the one I got. This works as well, fully works. It's on a 2G network, so it's nothing like that can be used by today's standards, but for a collectible, it's in really good condition. Oh, the case is a bit tattered and stuff, but with a new replacement cover on that would look brand spanking new. A bit of IPA to clean up the nooks and crannies and stuff. But yeah, it's got infrared on it and stuff as well. It's really cool. See if we can get a little Nokia start tune that everyone loves. I can't remember if it's setting it or not. That's the stuff right there, isn't it? SIM card registration failed because it's got like a million-year-old SIM card in it, probably. Nice crosser car on the front there. The resolution of yesteryear. That take you back. But back in the day, it would have been like a high definition, high resolution HD 4K image in like anyone's standards, you get me? But now it's like, what? Am I looking for a Carax? So I'll turn that off. So again, for a future video, I'm going to be giving it a tear down, looking at the insides of it, and clean and front back to again. Right, now we're going to go back even further than that with this one. This is a Nokia 3210. You know, everyone makes the jokes, right? So if any kids are watching now, yeah, and you see the jokes about the Nokia 3310 being the most indestructible phone, this is its dad, our mum. It's the one that came before it, essentially. these were actually quite fragile back in the day from what I can recall. But this actually works as well. It's fully working. I've not checked if it's on open to all networks, but this is like low tech to say the least. You use one of these, I don't think any governments are hearing in any conversations. To be fair, it could be really hackable nowadays, who knows? This fully works. This is let's see if we can get the start up tune. Bit mushy the button, because obviously it's probably disintegrating throughout the years. Come on, turn on. I swear it worked before. Come on. Come to life. Yeah, it doesn't seem to want to do anything right now. Maybe the battery's died on it. Well, again, give it a clean up and hopefully restore. I've seen the screen works and everything, so it probably needs a new battery, so if I can get it cheap enough. Probably needs a new cover as well. It's not the worst condition, but I still love this phone, seriously. This phone back in the day, I had the one before this, the Nokia 5110, for like way longer than I should have had. And this is, I was like looking at all my friends, even when they were using this as an outdated phone, like, oh my god, that's so cool. But anyway, yeah, so that's enough of that one. Right now we're getting to the good stuff. Right, so we're gonna jump forward a little bit into the future. Well, the past still, but from what we just where we were at. Oh, wait a minute, actually. So the Nokia 3210, before I forget, sorry. Got it wrote down here, some little factoids. Where is it? Nope, didn't do the, oh yeah, we did. So, literally 2 lines. So, it's got a monochrome graphic display and monophonic ringtones. So like the thing before ice cream van ringtones, if you know what I mean. So anyway, as we're about to say, right, so this is the Sony Ericsson P990i. This is probably one of my favourites out of the lot that I got. This again is fully working. The only thing wrong with this, which is acceptable in my mind, is this for some reason, this little memory card cover is refusing to close. Literally, you press it one side, pops open the other. I'll check the connect, you know where the little plastic clips are. Bring up to the camera a little bit. I checked where the plastic clips are, and there's no like damage to it or anything, so it should be closing. It just won't. There's a 64 megabyte memory card in there, and I said 64 megabytes. That's like a tenth of a normal gigabyte memory card or something. So, well, yeah. If you thought it was full touchscreen, it's not full touchscreen. It's a state-of-the-art QWERTY keypad. You know, the technology of tomorrow. Oh yeah, and it also has a stylus, because the touchscreen is, I've got some specs for you here actually. Alright, so let's just keep that there a second. Stay. Good Sony Ericsson P990i. It's a 2.7 inch display. It's a TFT resisted touch one, so it's like the Battery Storm. That's a similar kind of screen. Symbian 9.1, which I think is a similar software to what Nokia's used just before smartphones became like, you know, Android based smartphones. It's got a 2 megapixel rear camera and a VGA selfie camera. It's got 64 megabytes of RAM, which is pretty cool. It's also 3G, which is also pretty cool, which means up to the foreseeable future, this should be an actual usable phone in not all meanings of the word. It's got a CPU, which is a 32-bit Philips Nexperia PNX 4008, and it runs at 208 megahertz, which I'm guessing isn't all that because I've turned it on and let's just say it's a little bit laggy. It's got Wi-Fi, it's got Bluetooth, and apparently the battery can run up to 400 hours. Again, I doubt that because from when I charged it up before, it seemed to lose battery within like the first minute, maybe 2. So they're probably holding a charge. But we've got like full resistive touch. That means that you're like the pressure of it's like 2 thin layers, and depending how like jagged you dig into the screen first layer, that kind of responds as a touch. I think that's how it works, but touchscreens were pretty crap back in the day, to say the least. You can use these. It feels a bit tricky to press down. They're a bit slippy. You know, with this, I think you're meant to use like your fingers, like a QWERTY kind of keypad. I'm not gonna go through this right now or anything. I'm just gonna show you what it looks like. So we'll go phone on. Sony Ericsson. I'm guessing anyone close to my age or within about 15 years or something maybe, you would have seen this logo probably quite a lot. Consistently having to charge your phone up because batteries never seem to last longer than like, what, a couple of hours or something. I think that's just a SIM card in this as well at the moment. Yeah, so my plan is I'm going to do reviews of them, all the phones, you know, show you like Smores does, you know, with the camera test and all that. So do a teardown, put it back together again, do camera test and everything. As you can see, it's working on 3, which is actually, they only work on the actual 3G network, if you understand how networks work or whatever. HSPDA or some crap like that, I'm not too sure to be honest with you, but yeah, so one more thing, let's turn this off quickly. So power off, yes. Yeah, so executive, you know, things out the inner businessman. Right, so I'll pop this back in there and I'll just quickly show you the back of it. So if you wonder where the camera is, that's not actually the camera. That's just a reflective. That's what we used to have to use back in the day to see if we were getting our faces in the actual shot or whatever, or missing it. So we've got a flash speaker, and this here, if you look, an analog mechanical part that essentially is easy just to do that, and it covers the lens. There's still a massive gap on the side, but so any dirt that gets in there is going to go over your lens either way, so not exactly the most useful thing. It's also got infrared built into this, but I actually had a Sonix back in the day that I used that with, and it was slow to say the least, because I got Bluetooth on the phone not so long after that, and I sent the same file, and that took like, well, a fraction of the time. Right, enough of the waffling now, it's the good stuff. Now, this doesn't work, and it's also a bit knackered. But I love, this is the reason I bought the thing, I love this. So this is a Motorola 8500X. So if anybody doesn't know, this is the oldest phone I'm going to be showing you out of all the phones that I've shown you. And this is the little beauty that is that. Whoa, you know, that shook the table down apart down. Holy crap. So give you a quick rinse around the brick that is this. Yeah, that's how you charged it as well. It's got like it's a bit corroded. I can probably fix that, but I think it needs a new battery to be honest with you. So the aerial's naff. It's not broke or snapped or anything. My plan is to put a bit of heat shrink over that and try and, you know, make it work that way. The thing is, the thing won't work. You can't make calls on these because the networks that they're kind of based upon, they don't exist anymore. Well, if they do, they've been repurposed into, say, like walkie-talkie networks or police. I don't know. It's essentially it's a radio signal. It's not an actual SIM card signal. Or if it is a radio signal, it's hard to explain. One sec, I've got a bit more information about that here. I've got what I forgot for you. So this is the Motorola 8500X, the Del Boy. Oh yeah, because this is, you know, Del Boy in Only Fools and Horses. This is the phone that I used in that. So it was released in 1987, mainly in the UK. It offered the ability to store names and contacts to the phone and memory. That was literally its selling point. You could store your numbers to the phone, so you had to still carry about a phone book, which was what people used to do. In case you don't know that, I'm guessing you must be young. Yeah, that's the case. It operated on the original TAX analog network, so it can't be used today. So there's no way to use it. This itself is its predecessor, the one that came before it, didn't have an LED display, which this actually has a tiny LED display. I think it can display 8 characters, something maybe. Originally, this is like the iPhone 12 Pro Max of 1987, just to be clear. I know there's no Apple logo on it or anything, because it's clearly not that, but this cost over £1,000 back then. And literally, I think it was like 3 years later, 1 second, I've got it wrote down here. So it came out in 1987, and it was over £1,000. But when it first came out, it was probably like close to 2,000 or something, maybe, you get me? But by 1991, it was slightly available. It was available for slightly over £100. Again, I don't know the translation for that, so like obviously do with that what you will. But this is gorgeous. I mean, obviously that looks a bit naff there, but it's also in the plastic on when I got it back, and within like say 10 seconds or something of me putting the thing down, it all just crumbled and cracked away. So I was like, wow, no way. But to be fair, it's like I was 4 when this came out, so yeah, it always be calling old. Call myself a dinosaur there, aren't I? Right, so if you keep count, I said I'm on the last one, and that was what we're on there. We're on 7, aren't we? I said I got 8, didn't I? Which I did get 8, but unfortunately, the 8 one, where is it? This one here is nothing special, literally, and it's missing the thing that would make it cool, if it could even be considered cool. It's a Samsung something or other. Let's crack the back open and see. It's a GTE 1200 which is pretty crap. But I didn't buy it for this. This is just like a little added extra I got thrown in. But that's how I wasn't going to really include in the video, but I thought it keeping count, why not? Alright, so I hope you enjoyed that. And I'm going to be doing some restoration videos of them and teardowns and reviews, the best I can review it even. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.